quite some time, as we've had a relationship with NEC for some time as well. Excited to talk about the program. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Some of the benefits of the program, not just to read it word by word, but really it's the ease of the program. There is a portal that we manage with this program. It's quite easy. I don't show too much of the portal on this presentation, but at the end of the presentation, I'll have my contact info so we can do any type of portal training separate for anyone that's interested in that. But that's one of the benefits for the program is the ease of use. Of course, it's a competitive program, a competitive pricing program that we offer generous reimbursements for. That being said, it can help you gain a competitive advantage through separation or differentiation with you and other dealers. It's going to ensure service profitability by eliminating concessions. It's going to help you grow your sales through satisfied customers, and it'll also help you lock in long-term customer relationships as well. We've found that the most critical time in your equipment is year 1 through year 3. That's likely the time the equipment's going to fail. It's the time too the customers really expect to be covered for equipment failures. A lot of times they find out when something does fail that they're not covered, leads to uncomfortable conversations. It's kind of what, I'm going over here with repair bills. The price tag of 10-year coverage, many are never offered, and that's something that we're hoping to change. Really, the contract consumer service model specifically targets labor protections in the first to third year from equipment installation. 3-year term at the point of sale and renewals thereafter, consumers can now choose peace of mind at more affordable costs. Some of the benefits for the customer with the labor plan, obviously, is customer assurance, quality assurance. It kind of serves as the foundation for a customer for life model. It can offer you a competitive advantage in the marketplace. We also offer shorter term coverages, but offers significantly lower price points that I've put some slides in to show you. Also, it's going to help you with your profitability through kind of mitigating any customer concessions. When you go on a repair, it costs you money, obviously. This is going to make your business more profitable, that you don't have out-of-pocket costs. It's also going to make claims really a profit center for you. Service work really is an opportunity to bring in money really for the company. Some offer maintenance plans, although we don't require it. Many dealers throw in maintenance contracts when offering a labor plan. It's a way to generate more profitability. Renewals, when you renew with us, following renewal, we can offer a higher labor rate. It's part of the contract terms when you do a renewal. I think we'll get into it. I think the highest labor rate right now is 125, but once you renew, I think it goes up to 175. I'd probably have to verify, but I know you can renew at a higher labor rate. It's going to protect the long-term viability of your business, which is obviously important. It's going to eliminate negative customer experiences. Nowadays, anytime anyone purchases anything, there's a lot of research that goes into that. I myself, I don't really buy anything without doing some of my own research online. So I think it's important to eliminate any negative customer experiences or reviews you may have. And obviously, positive consumer reviews help you kind of navigate one business from another. Learning people's experiences with that business sometimes makes you more comfortable to do business with a particular company or not. And also, you want to protect your brand. Not only your company name, but your brand as well. And that's a way to do it, to prevent these negative conversations you have when things fail. This slide really is just to highlight, anytime you buy anything, you go to Best Buy, for instance, you buy something that's $20, they're asking if you want to cover it. So this slide kind of portrays kind of like for the average cost of products, the kind of the offer rate for protection plans. And then ours, it's under 10% usually. And really it's your highest ticket item. I mean, for a 3-year coverage for labor, typically, and I think it's the 3-year plan, the 3-year coverage is plan 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I believe that's plan 3. It's $169 covers you for basically 3 years. So it just seems like nowadays it's just in the HVAC industry, it's not being offered. So that's something that is still very surprising to me personally, because nowadays when you buy anything, you buy coverage. For one, I bought glasses the other day, and I actually bought protection on my glasses for a year. So just it's, if you're not offering it, obviously you can't sell it. It's under 10% really being offered. So this is some of our Comfort Promise labor pricing. You can see the first one, split system GE. There's a plan 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's your dealer cost. And in the plan description on the right there, see the plan 1 basically pays you out a $70 labor, $40 trip, and a $35 parts allowance. Your furnace, you can get a 3-year furnace for plan 4, $97. That's going to give you a $125 labor rate, $95 trip charge, and a $35 parts allowance. Just moving forward, this is a 5-year coverage and pricing for the same 3 systems. And of course, the plan doesn't change, the plan 1, 2, 3, and 4, but the cost does change. And then here's a 10-year coverage. As you can see, for a split system, GE plan 4 would be about $600 for 10-year labor, 10-year parts. So basically, we try to separate it, our labor coverage into 4 different areas. Differentiation, sorry word, service calls, satisfied customers, and retention plans. Kind of the 4 areas of ROI where offering labor plans can increase your ROI. I like to call it separation because really it's going to separate you from other dealers you offer. And I mean, nowadays it seems that coverage is being offered everywhere. There's many dealers that we're aware of that's offering this. So you want to be able to separate yourself from the ones that aren't. Make a plan for it, offer it. Really how you offer it is up to you. But we're seeing that more and more dealers are starting to offer this in the marketplace. For instance, Costco, anything you buy at Costco now, they're offering, as far as HVAC, they're offering 3 years labor protection. That was something that was really important to Costco. So they've included that now with all their HVAC units. Home Depot also is offering at least a 3-year minimum on their HVAC products. So it is a competitive landscape for labor right now, and that's why we kind of throw this slide in there. Service calls, as I said, you can turn service calls really into a profit center for you. We do pay out, the average claim is about $400. We are typically pay out, the average right now is 14 days. That we're about paying claims in about 14 days right now. That's pretty much our average. So this is just adding on to the slide earlier. Nowadays when you purchase a car, it's typical that it's covered with 3 years. That the auto industry has invested hundreds of millions of dollars in research that show that people just find anyone that buys a car, they don't expect to pay anything for the first 3 years. Well, there's a breakdown, whatever that may be, they look at it as being due for the first 3 years at least, and they don't expect to have any surprise payments on anything. So with the auto industry, that's pretty much not what they're offering is, 3 years, bumper to bumper coverage. And that's kind of what the research has shown. Satisfied customers is the secondary ROI that we find, is very important. You want to be able to have repeat business. You want your customers to refer their family and friends. You want to enhance your brand protection. You want to earn positive online reviews. That's all very important in your business. This is just some negative reviews that are out there, just something we pulled that showed a couple unhappy customers. I mean, all of us know what a couple bad reviews can do for your business. I mean, sometimes you see one bad review or a couple, you just skip over that business. So something that, having a labor plan can avoid. So it's important to kind of, avoid having bad reviews put out there about, you and your business. Offering labor plans is also going to help you with your retention. It avoids that awkward conversation when something does break down and they're not covered. A lot of customers are extremely surprised to find out that they have to pay for labor and how expensive labor is. So to avoid those, really, it's going to avoid those awkward conversations. It's going to help you with your touch points, obviously renew opportunities, and it's going to promote your brand awareness. Really create customers for life. Kind of just going over some of the, the big box retailers here that are already targeting customers that, you deal with labor plans included and what they're selling. I talked about a couple earlier, but, all the companies on the slide really are starting to offer labor plans, at least a 3-year labor plan included in their products. So it's important that you offer these type of things as well. These are some just FAQ or just information really about our payouts and claims. I mean, the average payout's $400. We're paying them out on average $14. On 14 days. Sorry. It's going to improve your cash flow. Comfort Promise is paying 20 to 30% more than the competition right now. So it's really, as far as our programs go, it's pays out one of the most in any of our programs. So it's a good program, and that means a 31st day start on our coverage. So when you purchase it, it'll start on the 31st day. You can purchase it up to 5 years from the date of install. So the way that works, if you purchase it and you've had the unit for 2 years, it just would basically start. You would minus off those 2 years after install, but you can purchase it up to 5 years after you've installed the equipment. It's fully transferable at no cost. So if someone buys your house, it is fully transferred. There's a transfer form you can fill out, and you can automatically transfer it. Of course, there's no deductible as well. Here's on the other end of the spectrum, just another review basically about this is self-insuring. We've been vetted. Some of our dealers, some of our customers are the largest customers in the world. Like for instance, Apple Care is the big program that we underwrite. So we've been fully vetted. You can trust that AIG will be around and be able to handle any type of repair. And if you have an agreement with us, it's always with us. We don't have any third-party underwriters, so you deal with AIG the whole time, and I think that's important. Really, the next step as far as the Comfort Promise is just enrolling. It's easy to enroll. It takes about 10 minutes. Of course, it's free. It's gonna help you in many ways, and I'm obviously a resource for anyone to reach out to at any time to help you get enrolled and answer any more additional questions. And I imagine you will have questions, and I hope you do reach out. This is also just kind of more information on the program for what we're introducing for 2022 is the value program. Basically reimburses 20 to 35 less than the standard premium program and uses labor allowance guideline table versus the A&E repair code and the select rate. We're offering higher labor rate options for the standard program. Currently, as you saw, it's a 70, 85, 100, and 125. We're going to be adding 150 and 2-hour labor rates. That hasn't happened yet, but that will happen. And we're adding a labor-only plan that will remove the $35 part allowance. Also, we're going to add a one-year term out of warranty coverage that can be sold by a dealer in any age equipment up to 10 years old from the date of install. We have a new look portal as well with greater functionality. Just said the portal, earlier is it's really easy to use. It's intuitive, and it seems to be a hit with the customers. And then we have new rates. We're expecting 5 to 15% reduction in rates for the furnace and the AC market. And really, that's it in a nutshell. I kind of ran through it fast, but it's all pretty self-explanatory information.
Hey, Scott, can you go back to the tables that you showed?
Sure. And my voice was giving out. Halfway, so I apologize. I was losing my voice there.
That's okay. So I'm just trying to, is this the first one? Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, and plan 4 on the right-hand side where it's breaking down what you get for labor, trip, and parts allowance.
Right.
And then I see the different cost for each one of those plans, whether it's a split furnace or an AC. So how do those all break down? This is the dealer cost. You know, if they don't use the plan, is there anything that they get back at the end of the 3, 5, or 10 years? Can you just explain that a little bit more? Because you just kind of ran through it really quick.
Yeah, so basically this is the cost that to the dealer. So this is what AIG essentially charges the dealer. And the dealer really is free to, you know, mark that up as they please. So for instance, if you did like a furnace, you did plan 4, it's $97.15. If the dealer wanted to sell that for $200, that would essentially be, you know, you can add it, he or she can add to their equipment costs, however they wish to sell it. But that would be their cost. And if it's not used at the end of the term, they don't get anything back. No.
Okay,
But,
so you're looking at plan 4 for furnace. The dealer cost is $97.15,
right.
and then go over to the right, and I see plan that's $125 in labor, $95 in trip, $35 in parts.
Right. So that's what they get paid out. So if there's a claim in like a blower or something, they get paid out at $125 an hour. There would be a $95 trip charge they would get. Then they would get a $35 parts allowance as well.
Okay. And do you have a maximum number of labor hours?
Yeah, so it depends on the repair. Like each repair, there's a maximum amount of hours allowed for that repair.
Okay. And does it matter? I mean, hopefully the system is not going to be a problem child. However, if it is there a maximum number of times that they can come out and you will cover it, or?
No, it's funny. No, I mean, I think if it's the same claim, like if you fix a blower or something and it goes out within a year, that would not be coverable because it was just repaired within a year. But as long as if it's past a year, I believe, then you can put in a claim for the same part, just not within a year, or maybe it's like 6 months. I'd have to look at the terms and conditions, but that's one. I know that's one thing that's kind of stipulated. If put in the same repair, there's at least I don't know if it's a year, but there's a certain time period in between that you'd have to wait or cover it yourself if the same thing fails that you just repaired or paid for.
Okay. So then if we go to 5 years, it's the same. You're covering the same amount. It's just a higher cost to the dealer because it's more years.
Right. Correct.
Okay. And is it the same for the 10-year? I'm
Right.
sorry. I was trying to look at as you were talking about it, I was trying to look at the table that you had and the stuff on the side, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, like the plans are the same, you know, as far as the labor rate and the trip charge and the part allowance. But for the terms, that cost changes.
Okay. And you might have said this, and I might not have just heard it, but nowadays, obviously, almost all systems or equipment comes with a warranty. Does yours start after that, or does yours start on the day of install?
Right. So I guess it depends on the manufacturer. Some dealers offer like 1 year out of the box. So ours could start, you know, whenever it's past the 31st day of install.
Okay,
So
but the warranty has to go into effect on that 31st day or 32nd day.
Right after they buy the plan, correct?
Okay.
I mean, you have up to 5 years from install if you want to purchase a plan with us. The only catch is like if you wait 2 years to do it, then it would be 2 years off of a 5 year. So then, like, let's say like if you did a 5 year and you waited, you know, 2 years, then it would only really be technically a 3 year. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So the warranty goes into effect basically at time of install.
Right. If they purchase it.
It doesn't matter when you purchase it. You're going to use the date of install as the start date of the warranty.
Correct, yeah, and the warranty wouldn't start till after the 31st day, right after you purchase as well.
Okay. All right. And then can you go forward a couple of slides? Let's see here. Okay. Can you talk about Comfort Promise a little bit more? Because I see here it says it pays 20 to 30% more than competition.
Right. Well, and I imagine that that's just like data that's been accumulated that, you know, I don't have like the data to basically show that how it pays more. I think that's what kind of the data showed that that's paying 20 to 30% more than the competition.
Okay, so what is Comfort Promise though?
The Comfort Promise is basically it's an extended warranty, you know, extended agreement, service agreement, contract. I mean, it's a program through AIG. So it's basically like a labor program is what it is. Because I mean, the dealers are going to go and register for parts as it is, right? I mean, I think a lot, depending on what type of unit that they're selling, most of the manufacturers have a parts agreement, you know, already that they have to go and log in for. So this is basically a labor agreement.
Okay. All right, and then go forward one more slide, and I think, no, keep going. This one. The value program. So the tables and the rates that we just saw for the 3, the 5, and the 10, is that the value program or is that just the?
No, that's a current program. So the value program is what's coming out in 2022.
Okay, so you don't have that yet. Do you have an estimated date that that's going to come out?
The estimate is April, but obviously that could change. But that's where the current time frame is for this to come out. And really, you'll see that we're also adding the 150 and 2-hour an hour rates. So right now the highest is 125. So in 2022 they're going to add 150 per hour and 200 per hour labor rates as well.
Okay. And then if a dealer signs up with AIG to do these extended warranties, you know, do they have a login on a website where they keep track of all this? Do you guys keep track of all this for them? How does that work?
Yeah, basically there's a portal that they log into and all their contracts will be there. That's where they file their claims. They have a dealer ID. Once they enroll with us, they get a dealer ID. And that's where kind of everything's managed. And that's www.laborplans.aig.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not
Okay.
super familiar with AIG with the warranty part of it. So I just wanted to ask those questions to kind of give me some clarification.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has a dedicated portal for Comfort Promise that is that essentially that they would do everything from once that they're enrolled.
Okay. Now, is it pretty easy to set up? Do you go to the dealer since you're in the Chicagoland area, or do you do a Zoom call? How does that work?
Well, we have essentially an enrollment packet that we send out, and they fill it in, and they send it to our enrollment department. And once they're enrolled, they also need a certificate of insurance, listing AIG certificate holder, a W-9, and just the enrollment form. And once they fill out those 3 forms, they send it to the enrollment department. They get a dealer ID, and then they can start purchasing the agreements on installs.
Okay. And then going back to the rate tables, you don't have to go back there, but this is just a question. Are there certain amounts that if dealer sells so many warranties that prices change, or is it just the flat same rate consistently no matter how many warranties you buy?
Yeah, I mean, unless, you know, there's something that claims is like flagging, right? Unless there's some kind of problem that, you know, like that they're noticing, it would be the same. No, okay. I'm not familiar with, I haven't heard any times where someone's been flagged, you know, like, hey, we're not going to pay out for this. I mean, of course, there's times claims have been denied for things that I know when a dealer has a repair, they do have to get a signed work order, you know, from the homeowner that the work was done. But, you know, I haven't heard any times where we had to change a labor rate because there's been too many claims or anything like that.
No. I'm not. No, that's. I'm asking if I'm the dealer and I'm buying warranties from you, and I, purchase 200 warranties. Is there a certain number of warranties? Like, do you have a sliding fee schedule or schedule of what you charge us depending on how many we buy, or it doesn't matter if we buy 10 or if we buy 500, they're going to be the same price?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's pretty simple. I mean, and I just provided 3 tables. I think we have like in the plans and pricing, I think there's like some 20 pages of tables. So there's a SKU that they can add on each one, so they know exactly what the repair is, or even what they're buying, you know, what type of labor they're buying for what type of unit. You know, I just provided 3 different, types of units and pricing, but that's how our plans and pricing page looks for every single type of unit they could be buying coverage for. So I just provided 3, that's all. But on the enrollment packet, it has like, I think it's like 20 some pages of different types, whether it's, a coil or, whatever it may be. So it provides pricing for each one. So they know exactly what they're buying.
Okay. Thank you. Again, I'm not super familiar with how they work. So I might be asking questions that are very novice questions, but I'm just trying to comprehend it.
No, not at all. They're actually quite common questions. And we have a whole dealer support department as well that, dealer support number that we have, I think, 12 or 15 people work, and they have their own, obviously, email address, number that the dealer can contact at any time with any questions or help with any of your problems, with claims or anything that they may experience as well. So they're fully supported also.
And then do most dealers, in your experience, do they just kind of tack this warranty on as a cost to the system or equipment when people buy it? Or how do they go about approaching their customers about this warranty? Do they just tack it on and they don't even know, that's just part of their advertisement? We offer a 10-year warranty with every piece of equipment you purchase? Or do dealers kind of, approach it a different way?
Yeah, it's funny. Really, I would say the majority of dealers that I deal with, they do is they include it in the equipment price and say out of box that says, like 10-year parts and 10-year labor included. Because really, they're free to charge whatever they want for the warranty. We will bill them out based on what is on the pricing sheet. That's what we charge, but they are really free to charge with whatever they like for it. And majority just include it in the equipment cost and tell the homeowner that, hey, this comes with the 5-year labor and parts, or whatever they're selling. They just include it in the equipment cost. That way, the homeowner thinks that the warranty is is essentially with the dealer. Some include a maintenance plan. We don't require maintenance. We recommend it. But some dealers also have like a twice a year maintenance plan for $80 each that they'll throw in there. I mean, it's just really up to the dealer on how they sell it. Some dealers just, sell it separately, like, hey, we can offer this as well, and just, they sell the unit and then separate just charge them for the labor warranty. So it really just depends on how the dealer wants to sell it, and what's ever best for them in their business.
Okay, so I just heard you say something about maintenance plans.
Yeah.
do you cover those in this, or is that not included?
No, I mean, so for maintenance, we don't require that you have maintenance done for claims to be paid out. It's recommended, but some dealers do require maintenance. So they'll charge the homeowner, for maintenance plan, like, $160 a year to come out there twice to perform maintenance, but that would be completely separate from labor coverage.
Okay.
But we'll never deny a claim for lack of maintenance.
Okay. And then one other question that I have is, I know that you said the warranty transfers if the home is sold. If you sell if the customer sells their home, but the name of the owner, or I don't know how it's given to you. So how hard is it to get that new owner covered? Is it based on the address of install? Is it based on the owner? How does that work?
Well, it's based on the serial number of equipment.
Okay.
So basically the homeowner, there's a transfer form, and they just put the new homeowner's name. Obviously the address stays the same. And we already have the existing serial number. So really it's just giving us the new homeowner's, name and contact info and date of sale of the house, so we know. And whatever is existing on that agreement is what would be left, right, for the homeowner. So they bought a 10-year and they sold their house, 5 years into that. So then the new homeowner would have 5 years left of coverage.
And again, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. If I'm a homeowner, I bought the 10-year warranty, I move after 5 years. Is it the homeowner's responsibility then to tell them, which I'm assuming it would be, but do you guys send anything out at 3 years, at 5 years, at 10 years? Hey, your warranty is getting ready to expire. Just
right. No, that would be up to the homeowner, and really, I guess it would be, in a way, kind of the advantage of the homeowner to do that, because it's kind of a selling point also when you're selling your house. Okay, our HVAC unit, our system's covered for another 5 years. So it would really be up to the homeowner, and really would make sense for the homeowner to do that, because it's kind of just a perk in selling your home that you have this coverage. That's one of the, aside from a roof, that's like the second largest big ticket item, in houses when you have a repair.
okay. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, I think we're probably all wrapped up. There's no other questions pending. We'll go ahead and let Scott go and thank him for his time.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And I can send this. You have a copy of this presentation, right? So you can send that out to anyone. And then if you need the pricing or anything else you need for it, let me know and I'll send it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much. No, my pleasure. Thanks so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.